that's why she told Camilla to shoot it. Like,
Okay, hold on, don't cat with me though. You telling me Coach actually believed she was gonna make that shot?
listen.
One of the most iconic celebrations.
Nah, I went listen, internet went crazy.
Yo, hey yo.
That's a very viral moment for me.
I do think we owe her an apology.
Guess what?
I'm sorry.
Guess what?
I'm sorry.
She know I love her.
LSU, Flage, Angel. Does any particular game stick out to you?
SEC championship.
Yeah.
She got that ball and she looked at the bench, she said something.
Wow.
I was studying Caitlyn's every motion, every move, outside of her giving us 18 in the first quarter of the national championship game, and I looked at Raven, I said, look, I remember what I told you now.
What is up, family? I am with a legend today. Had her on earlier, but this is a new and improved and more accumulated version of herself. National champion this previous year with the Gamecocks, Lady Gamecocks. None other than Miss Khadijah Session. It's an honor to have you, man.
I appreciate you for having me, my boy.
For sure. How are you feeling?
I'm good, man. Still just living the dream, man. Just getting ready for year 2, gearing up. Just chilling right now. I'm enjoying this little time off, but gearing up to get year 2 going.
For sure. Congratulations on the national championship.
Appreciate it.
You guys went 38-0. It was an incredible feat. You inspired all of us, especially in the local community. But I wanted to talk to you specifically about your part in the championship and specifically about your posture of like this infectious presence of joy, exuberance, passion. Like when we think about Khadijah Sessions, we think about a firecracker, somebody that comes into the room and literally adds that passion and joy and demands commitment from their players. How do you bring that to your team, and like how important is it for you to bring that to your team?
As a player, that's who I was. So, and being a point guard, you have to be a leader. You have to have energy. You have to, even when your team is down or something's going wrong, most people turn to their coach, which is a mini point guard.
Yeah.
We turn into the one. What's the one going to do? How's the one going to get everybody together? So, taking on that role early on, being so young, playing with older people, I had to figure out how to fit in or be around and just be myself. And I was just a loud, energetic, want to have fun type of person. So I just took that personality of myself, kind of put it with my playing game, and then took the playing, took it to my training, and then took it from training and took it to coaching. And I seen it work with training and how infectious it could be when a kid walk in. They could be sad, they could be having a bad day, or they could just be frustrated in the drills, and just my energy and stuff, would pick people up. And just everyday life, my energy is kind of what you see on the sidelines. So that I live that. So that's just who I am. So kind of just being who I am helps people, and they know it's real, they know it's genuine, and they know I mean the best. So, I bring my energy every single day to practice. It doesn't matter if we have 6 a.m. practice or 6 p.m. practice.
Okay.
It's gonna be the same me. The girls know it, and they ask me all the time, still to this day, how do you have so much energy? Why do you have so much energy? And I just tell them, that's just who I am. That's just a part of my brand. When I walk around, that's kind of what separates me from some people. Just my energy every single day, I bring it. And the days that I don't, they let me hear it, and I love them for that. And that's why we have such a strong connection. If I fall off, or if I'm not doing a lot of talking or yelling or running up and down the court or jumping up and down, they're like, hey, yo, you okay? What's wrong? So I see that I have to bring it no matter what kind of mood I'm in or what I'm going through. I know somebody needs your light or somebody needs your extra push. So sometimes you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep going for other people. And sometimes I think about the people that I lost in my life, and they can't be here to see a lot of things, so I kind of just keep my spirits high and energy through them, just keep that going as well. So it makes things a lot easier just working with people, because they see the genuineness coming off of you, your aura, like things like that. So people feel my energy, so that's kind of a gift that I have, so I just kind of try to take it with everything.
Nah, that's amazing, and that's something that I've always watched you do, and that's something that I intentionally try to incorporate in my life because, man, I even looked at the studies. It says that literally 55% of body language is nonverbal, and like a smile is literally infectious. Like somebody has to fight against that natural inclination to like when K Sessions comes into the room to be like, oh dang, like she bringing that energy. Like it's like scientifically proven when you are the person you are, like they have no choice but to lend to that positivity. And to that point, I wanted to ask you about navigating like conflict because there are a lot of egos that goes into players of high profile. You guys were 38 and 0 for a reason. Like you have Chloe kids, you got, you know, I don't even want to go down the line because I don't want to miss nobody, but you had a amazing, you know, roster. How do you navigate conflict? And was there a specific time in the season where you had to address something? How did you address it? And how was it successful in the way that you did address it?
You know, when coming into coaching nowadays in this particular era, like what's going on right now, and most coaches, if they listen to this, they probably understand what I'm saying. You have to connect with your players nowadays way differently. You know, the old school coaching style with the hard coaching and all this and that and the third is all cool, but just connecting to a player outside of basketball and learning and trying to help them navigate through life and just understanding everyday life things and not just about basketball. They'll start understanding you on the court more when you start building a relationship and showing them that you care outside of the court and just in the everyday life. So those are like, you know, my little sisters. Like, you know, I check on everybody in a different way. I make sure they know that I'm here outside of basketball, outside of, you know, whatever. So just building that type of relationship and having that type of trust from this type of group is key. So when you going through something or they're going through something on the court and you're here to train them and help them on their weakness, you able to give them different options when they're struggling, or you tell them something on the court and it work and they like, oh man, I'm starting to trust what she's saying, so I'm going to ask her more stuff. So the more information you give them, the more stuff that you sound like you know what you're talking about, they start to trust you, they start to come to you. And you know, just being playing here, playing under Coach Staley, me being who I am, I get out there and I play them, so they know I know what I'm talking about.
Got it.
And I still got it. So they know I know what I'm talking about. So
For sure.
it's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to how to handle conflict, because you can't just handle conflict if you don't really understand the players and the people that you're working with and the people that's around you. It's easy to deal with them. It's a couple of things that happened this past year on the team, but one thing about this team, it's kind of easier to work with this team because they love each other off the court. They actually like each other. So it's actually a little easier to kind of handle conflict. It's like, yo, that's your sister. Like, yeah, you were wrong. And they always ask me my opinion, and they know they know I'm not gonna ever lie to them.
Yeah.
No matter if it hurts their feelings, anything, they like, yo, Khadijah gonna give it to me exactly how she's supposed to give it to me. So during a conflict, they trust me, and I trust them. So I handle it actually way calmer than I normally handle with my guys. So the girls were a lot easier because, you know, this is my first year with the girls.
For sure.
I was coaching boys before this past year. So just handling the girls and handling the boys, just me being with boys for so long, it was so much calmer, so easy to handle girls. It's like, hey man, like, come on, that's little stuff. Let's go, man. We got bigger stuff. Like, what you want to do in life? Like, that's what you want to do in life? Like, what you want to do? Like, you know, so
what you want to do in life?
You know, like, what you want to do in life? That's what you want to do. That's what you want to concentrate on. Like, we got so much other stuff. We got schoolwork. We got real life stuff that you going through. Like, we got to focus on the court stuff. Like,
don't fumble the bag too.
Yeah, that's your teammate. That's your sister.
Sure.
Like, you know, you're going to have days. You're going to have bad days, but you got to understand why she did that. You got to understand stuff. So you got to start making them understand real life things.
So you're a counselor.
Yeah. Yeah.
She a counselor, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She might not have a counseling degree,
Yeah.
but that's the role I guess you stepped into,
Yeah.
for sure. And to go to the point of navigating relationships as well, how do you keep a pure heart, right? Because these are players that are recruited to help the program achieve said goal, championship. How do you keep a pure heart by loving on them, having their best interests, while also holding the best interest of the University of South Carolina? What is that tug of war like, and is it all one streamlined thought or posture?
It's not really. You know, the university is good, you know, with a lot of things. Of course, you can do a lot of other stuff that you could do if you wasn't with the university outside. You can handle how you handle your kids. But with my girls, it's just, it just goes back to relationship, man. You just gotta understand what you got going on. Like, you gotta understand your people, because if you don't understand your people, then it's not gonna work out.
For sure.
You know? So I think the realness of what I do helps them. Like, I give it to them real raw. Like, you know, for instance, like Milaysia. Okay, you know, she's a star, 5-star.
Yep.
We talking Milaysia Fulwiley, Powerhouse,
Yep.
Slam Magazine,
Yep.
OTE,
Yep.
McDonald's All-American. One of the baddest women to ever touch the basketball in
Yep.
South Carolina, and probably one of the baddest women to touch the basketball ever, if you
Period.
ask me,
Come
as
on.
time goes on.
Yep.
She coming in as Milaysia Fulwiley, you know. She's going through her struggles in college, trying to figure out, like, how I do this, why this not working, why that's not working, you know. Just her always not playing with a team full of 5-stars or other McDonald's All-American. She had to figure out, like, you know, how can I bridge the gap of me being so good and bring it to Coach Staley standards, because Coach Staley was holding her to that 5-star Malaysia. Like, hey, that's what you want to be, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yep.
It's not one side of the basketball. Everybody knows she had a bad game in North Carolina game. This is one of her biggest trials right now during the season. Coach Staley benched her. You know, she played 3 minutes. She went in and gave us, you know, something Coach Staley didn't like. She didn't play no more of the game. She didn't understand why. You know, then as time went on, Malaysia turned into a star. She MVP of the SEC tournament and stuff, all because she listened to her adjustments after that game. She took in what she needed to do. We sat down, we had several film sessions. She changed her workouts with me. She worked out almost every single day, 25 minutes after or before. She watched film, we watched film. Every time she made a mistake, we in here on it. Like, she's trying to grow. She's trying to focus on defense. She's trying to learn and do things to keep her on the floor. But at first, she was fighting against it. She fighting against it. That war's not gonna work no more.
Yep.
You talking to an Olympian coach.
Come on.
Somebody that's won. Somebody's done what you want to do. Like, so you only have to respect what she's doing. So I played for her. Malaysia respects me. I've been around Malaysia since she's been in 5th grade, so she trusts me. She trusts what I say. She trusts what's going on. So I'm giving it to her in a different light, a young coach light. You know, coach giving it to her raw, and I'm like, look, she right. This is what's gonna happen, and this is what you got to do,
for sure.
Because this is what it's gonna take from you.
Yep.
You have to change your mindset and how you love the game and what you put into it. And when you if you put stuff into it, Malaysia, you're gonna get something out of it. And the girl was shooting 45% from 3. We in here shooting 3s every single day, getting reps up, and I'm seeing her grow every day. And she's starting to come to me, hey, coach, hey, let's shoot. We forgot to do our game thing today. Like, so I see her build, and I'm watching her go from a kid that don't know much, just a raw hooper, to somebody that's trying to study the game, learn the game. She got benched. We talking about a 5-star Milaysia Fulwiley.
Yep.
So, you know, just building that relationship and just going through that, just talking to her in a different way, making her understand things differently. And again, relationship. We have a relationship. She trusts me, and we just kept building all year. And she was amazing from game 1 to game 38. It was a completely different player.
For sure.
And if you ask me who she is today in year 2, she's probably the best player on our team right now. Just from her growth, from what she sees that she had to work on from year 1 to year 2, and how she's carrying herself now. So that's just a story of its own.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of her, just of who she's become off the court.
Yeah.
On the court, her mannerisms, her loving to the game and what she's trying to do. Like, I've seen her just grow from here to there.
Yeah.
So it's a journey.
For sure. So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I hear from you is you guys have the best interest for the players that you recruit. Therefore, they're going to improve and inherently help the university achieve their interests in regards to the championship, which is what you guys did. And with that being said,
hey family, are you in the need of a speaker or host at your next event? If that is the case, I am your guy. For years, I've been blessed to do both of those things, at a high level, and I want to help you in your event, whether it be a school, church, or organization, go to the next level.
I recommend Duane Kyles to come to your school, to talk to your student population, to motivate them, get them engaged.
Yeah, he made me a better man, honestly.
If you're looking for somebody to come and transform the lives of middle school, high school students, Duane Kyles is the guy.
We want him to come back and speak to the whole entire district, not just one school. We want all schools to hear him, and all administrators, teachers, parents, scholars, everybody needs to hear for how amazing he is.
He was amazing, especially in this environment of teenagers. It's like the perfect speaker for someone who's gonna reach them, have a similar story to them, been through some pain, a lot of pain, but knows that there's purpose in pain.
I look forward to hearing from you and partnering with you so that we can all live out our greatness together.
You talked a lot about Dawn being that, older figure with the wisdom, with the knowledge, with the passion, with the rawness. What have you learned from her during your first year of coaching that you didn't know before? And how is it watching her just be so immersed into the craft and in the process? And how's that rubbed off on you?
Well, one of the things that sticks out to me is just how calm she was through all the adversity that we had throughout the season and throughout the games and the timeouts, and how she was thinking and how she would walk, and all of the coaches and everybody's all amped up and all shaking and nervous, and she just calm, cool, and collective the whole time, and always just believed in our game plan and believed in our team, and the way she just believed so much was incredible. Like, she never got rattled. No moment was bigger than her. She never felt like we were losing.
Come on.
Like, just the power in her just believing in what she did and what she put on, the product that she put on the floor. It was everything. And I'm just like, because, she was my coach. She didn't act like that before. I seen her rattle. I seen her being nervous. I've seen different sides of Coach Staley. So just to see her just be so calm and just so like, hey, yo, I know these girls got it. Like, I don't have no doubt in my mind we're not going to win this game. Like, even the Camilla shot, like, that's why she told Camilla to shoot it. Like, she see Camilla shoot every single day in practice. Like, Camilla shoots those threes all the time, like, or deep threes, and she just, like, she's so
Okay,
calm.
hold on, don't cat with me, though. You telling me Coach actually believed she was going to make that shot?
Coach is the only, I think, when we went back in the locker room, because we have a coach's locker room, players' locker room, she like, yo, like, I just believe we was going to win that, like. Yeah, so, like, I'm like, not me, I'm nervous. When the girl went to the free throw line, I think I think she said she got nervous around when we got fouled and she went to the free throw line, she got nervous, but then she said she seen it leave her hand, it's money time.
And let's park right there at that moment, because one of the most iconic celebrations.
Nah, I went crazy. Listen, internet went crazy.
Yo, hey, yo.
That's a very viral moment for me. And honestly, like, the people closest to me know that's me. That's literally me. That's who I am. I did it in AAU games. I did it in games I played in. I did it in games I watched people play and hit shots. Like, that's a normal Khadijah reaction. And for that to be caught at that moment during that time, in the moment it was caught in, I think it was supposed to happen. Like, they was like, where you was running to? I was like, I stopped.
When did you stop, though?
I stopped at the three-point line on the other side of the half court. I didn't still celebrate with nobody. I just felt like if I got in the mosh pit, I would have came out injured. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and handle my business the other way. But that was fun, man. That was a special moment right there.
Sure.
That was fun. I enjoyed that time.
For sure. And let's stay on the topic of you being on the sideline. Been able to observe it. Just want to say you are swaggy when you do get in your attire. You know what I'm saying? You come stepping. So, you put stepper in the chat. Khadijah is a stepper in the chat, because you come stepping.
I try.
With that, though, I want to ask you, like, from the perspective of being on the sideline and Dawn navigating the reps, like, what is going through your mind as she's, like, putting her hand over her mouth, giving the ref the business? What do you hear, and have you learned the art of arguing with the refs?
Listen, I'm backing her 100%, because she be 100% right. Y'all may not hear some of the stuff she say, but man, she be frying those refs up. And I just be like, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's how you get the refs, get them going. But I love it, man. She's a firecracker, but she's definitely calmed down.
For sure.
For sure. But don't let her be into the game. She going at them with that paper that's balled up. She throwing her little leg. I said, oh yeah, she on it now. Don't let. Hey, listen, this one just takes one bad call. She gonna be on it for the whole game.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I
love it. I love it about it. And just being closer, like just being on the sidelines and actually being able to hear what she's saying. I'll just be like, oh yeah.
You see the change in like their actions sometimes.
Oh,
though,
you
when
do.
You
do, because the certain stuff
right.
she say, you got to be like, that's a North Philly. That's a North Philly lady right there.
Nah, for sure. That's incredible. And to go and pivot a little bit to another individual that you had an opportunity to play with, who we are extremely proud of, A'ja Wilson, getting a championship, another championship, I believe. Man, talk about her impact on the game of basketball and like the legendary icon that is being created, because I don't think people truly comprehend what she's doing. She's doing it at such a high rate that I think we take it for granted. At least I kind of do.
Well, just knowing A'ja for so long and knowing where she came from to where she is today is just like mind blowing to me. Like I literally talk about it like once a week to somebody. Like I always tell them like it's a journey, it's a process, and you could do whatever you put your mind to. And just A'ja's so real and authentic, and I think that takes her further than a lot of things because she just is who she is, and she never changed. Like it didn't matter her status. A'ja's still A'ja. Like she still acts the same way.
Facts.
She's just so genuine and so pure, and when you are that person, the blessings and God just gonna repay people like that, and just. Her process and everything she been through just on the court, off the court, and just, it's been amazing to just sit back and see. She has really changed the game as far as just coming out with candles, a book.
Come on.
She's just,
See,
got the shoes, the shirts, she got hats. I mean, she got stores, she got A1, like, I mean, like, come on, we talking about a girl that couldn't chew gum and dribble and run at the same time. We talking about somebody that really worked and got to who she is today. And that's it really took work, and she didn't skip no steps.
Come on,
so I just love this life for her. I'm so proud of her. Every time I see her do something, I just smile. And because I just know she's so genuine, and I just love her. And everything she's doing. I mean, she's just showing little black girl from South Carolina just took something and just now she the biggest.
Global.
Not the little one. She the biggest. And I'm just still speechless from everything. I just want her to just keep going. I just want her to keep stacking. I just want her to keep going, keep proving people wrong, keep shutting them up. Just keep living, just keep doing what she's doing, and just stay genuine, stay pure, and all the blessings gonna keep flowing for her. And I'm just so proud. I'm just in the back. I'm still clapping for her. That's my girl.
And I do think we owe her an apology because we did, on the last interview, talk about the greatest from South Carolina. But I
the
just
moment,
we were talking about high school.
We were talking about high school.
We were talking, but we did.
I don't think people understood that
I don't
content.
think we clarified it.
We didn't clarify it. But she kind of probably was mad at me. And that's okay though. Guess what?
I'm sorry.
Guess what?
I'm sorry.
She know I love her, so she know what's going on over here.
Sure.
I'm real genuine. She know how I feel about her. She is the GOAT. But I was strictly talking about, my GOAT growing up. A'ja's younger than me.
For sure.
I can't look down. I was looking to people that was ahead of me.
For sure.
And Ivory Ladder at that moment, me, growing up, coming out of high school, like when you saying everybody peaks coming out of high school, I just thought she was the best. But we talking about the best ever in South Carolina to ever play basketball. Of course, it's A'ja Wilson.
For sure.
But we were the conversation wasn't on that. The conversation
sure.
was strictly out of, But it's
just
all
gotta
love.
clear the air,
I'm still,
People,
GOAT,
people don't
GOAT.
understand that stuff in like 60
And it's okay.
90
It's
second
okay.
stuff,
It's
you know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Like, I got thick skin. We from South Carolina. Like, what's up, baby? I'm supporting everything that comes through here. But we already know who the best is. You know what I'm saying? A1, day one. That's my baby. Third.
And with that, man, I want to transition a little bit to the other very influential now WNBA players who have really piqued the interest of a viewership that wasn't initially watching. And Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, you know, what do you have to say about the impact that they've had on women's basketball, and how have you appreciated it? I do want to get real specific after you answer this question about your own individual experiences with both of them. But
I love it. I am an Angel fan now that she's in the WNBA. I'm a Caitlyn fan that she's now in the WNBA. But I'm fans of these young ladies, and I think these young ladies have done an incredible job with just carrying the weight of rising basketball. That's a lot of weight to carry with two women, and then they make it a race thing and all of that thing. But it's just really just two young women that just rose the level of viewership. Like the numbers are incredible. It went from the national championship numbers breaking records. The first time they both stepped on the WNBA court even before breaking records. The numbers now for the All-Star game was insane. And regardless of what anybody gotta say, it is Angel and Caitlyn, because last year Angel and Caitlyn wasn't in none of this stuff, and look at the numbers, and now look at the numbers. So you just gotta take your hats off to those young ladies. I'm proud of them. They have changed the game. They just help bless other women. That's all they doing, is giving more viewership to the people that's been working so hard for all these years.
For sure.
And now they get the light, and I'm so happy that they shine the light on everybody else. And I think they do a very good job when they get interviewed expressing that. That it's bigger than them. Like, it's not all about them, you know what I'm saying? But they know that they rose the game, and you just gotta respect it.
For sure, and with respecting that, I wanna talk about the tension and the competitive nature that you had with LSU, Flagey, Angel, and those experiences. Does any particular game stick out to you? A particular moment inside of that game stick out to you from those matchups?
Probably the first matchup at LSU. Angel blocked Camilla. I believe this was her second block or first block. She snatched the ball out of Camilla's hand, grabbed it like that, looked at the bench, like directly at the bench. It was like, I forgot who was sitting by me. I think it was Fagan was sitting beside me, and she just looked, she was like, give me that. And she was looking dead in the eyes, and we were just like, hey, Camilla, get her, Camilla, get her, Camilla, get her. So, you know, just Angel just being Angel. And then another one is when we was in the SEC championship. She got that ball, and she looked at the bench, she said some more stuff. She was just talking. I'm like, I whispered to Camilla, get her, Camilla, we gonna win this. Don't let her get it to you, Camilla, come on. But, you know, I love that Angel brings the best out of everybody she plays. She gonna make you talk to the bench, to the people in the game. So she just brings the best out of people. She works hard. I love Angel's game, and I love what she brings. But she brought some fire. We was ready. She got me pumped up. She got me ready for my girls. Get back, girls, get back. And Caitlyn, I mean, I really didn't have too much outside of her giving us 18 in the first quarter of the national championship game. And I looked at Raven, I said, look, I remember what I told you now. It's your time. Switch off on that. Switch off on that. Remember what I told you how to guard her, because I actually played Caitlyn Clark the day before we played her, because we had to do practice team. You know, you gotta be a scout. I was Caitlyn Clark. I was on the scout team.
Got you. So I was pulling that thing from deep in practice.
I was studying Caitlyn's every motion, every move, and I would do the same thing she would do against. And I think, you know, during that practice time, Raven probably was the best one that guarded me, far as that. And I'm teaching Raven the techniques of what to do when this happened. And when she do this, you can't do that because the ref's gonna call this, call that. So, you know, it's a little thing that you gotta, defense is, you know, you gotta be able to be a smart defender. And Raven's one of the best at it. So I knew she was gonna hold it down, and she went out there and played incredible. Yeah, so, I mean, I love CC. I think she changed the game for a lot of people. She brought a lot of viewership, and she's so humble. So I like her.
I feel like when I said what I said, or I wouldn't say even what I said publicly, what I was thinking in my head and what I told others privately about Milaysia potentially being the best to ever do it, I felt like certain people looked at me crazy. But now that you've said it on camera, like, how far and how good do you truly believe she can be? Like, we see the CC impact, Caitlyn Clark impact. Do you believe that at the time Milaysia arrives to her third year, she can have similar impact or even bigger that Caitlyn had, or how do you feel?
It's gonna be hard because, I mean, Malaysia class is tough. You got Juju Watkins that's already to face her pretty much.
Yeah.
Once Paige leave, they're gonna make Juju Watkins. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a trio with Juju Watkins, Hannah Haldego from Notre Dame and Malaysia.
Yeah.
That's a three-headed monster, and I don't think we've seen a three-headed monster come out of college like that in a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
talking 3 electrifying guards,
Come
so
on.
they're gonna be 1, 2, 3 in the WNBA draft. When they get there, who's gonna be 1, who's gonna be 2, who's gonna be 3 when they get to their senior year.
For sure.
We can't call that now. Most people say Juju go number 1 right now, which is fine. I love Juju.
Yeah.
I'm a Juju fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Milaysia Fulwiley fan though.
Yeah.
She's special. I think she's gonna be, she's a generational talent, as Coach Staley says. She has so much more growing to do. It's scary, because I tell people that come into our practice all the time, like, hey, yo, she got a lot of work to do. She gonna be so good.
Yeah.
She gonna be so good when she start to really, she's still young. She only had 1 year of college basketball. She ain't lost a basketball game in college.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she still got a lot of learning to do. She's got to study the game, you know, continue to love the gym more and more. But she is a freak of nature. I've never seen nothing like it. Her instincts on the floor, her athleticism, her things, her ability to make plays without having any structure, her just natural raw talent game is gonna shock a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
How she navigates the offense and how she's reading the screens and how she's maneuvering, slowing down a little bit, and how she's playing this year is gonna shock a lot of people, because it's gonna be people gonna think about electrifying Lay, and she's changed. She done went from a freshman to a sophomore. So I'm scared to see her senior year. Like, she gonna be something else. So those WNBA draft picks, if you got that draft pick, you got one coming. You got one coming.
For sure. Who would you compare her to on the professional level?
Easily, I got this answer. Easily.
Okay.
Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter is somebody that you cannot guard, somebody that can, she's fast. She's probably, if it's only 2 people in the world that's probably fast with that ball like that, and that's Malaysia and Kennedy Carter, like transitionally fast, like from point A to point B. I don't think anybody can get up the floor like those 2 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just glad they let Kennedy Carter back in the league, but Kennedy Carter is, to me, reminds me of Malaysia.
What year is Kennedy Carter? Like,
I think this is probably like her 3rd year in the league, but she was out of the league for a while. She was out. They like, I don't know if they kicked her out. They didn't want to be in there because she, she's like a, hot head, and she like was hot. And her type of style and play is like that.
Yeah.
But right now, there's not too many people that can stay in front of her.
For sure.
She's gonna be a better Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter's strong. Lay's a little bit more athletic than me. She can grab the rim.
For sure.
Lay's a little taller, but they right now, today, I will compare her to probably Kennedy Carter in the league.
And it's crazy because when I initially heard of her name, it was associated to the hard foul with Caitlyn. But quickly we saw, like, hey, she's not just the over-aggressive defender. She actually can hoop.
Yeah, she's a hooper. She's a hooper, but she had to get herself back in the league. She had to get herself back, her feel, and things like that. Because Kennedy, I mean, she's probably one of my favorite college players.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can really go. She can really score that basketball. She a dog. Like, people sleep on her. Like, she's averaging like 16, 17 right now in the league, off the bench.
Yeah.
Then she got to start and roll. And we talking about a girl that was kicked off the league, like, for 2-3 years. Like, not even on nobody's roster.
For sure.
So I'm just happy for him. But yeah, that's my comparison right now. It'd probably be her.
So I want to ask you, you've trained and now you are assistant coach here at University of South Carolina. But on the men's side, you have 2 people that you used to train, Colin and also Cam Scott. How does that feel to know that they are arriving to this next level, ready, prepared by you and others, to make an impact?
Man, it's actually, I'm still like, it's still a wild moment for me because I actually thought about this moment way back when I first started working with, both of them. I'm like, dang, what if they can just always play together? Like, what if they can just get together one time and play together? Like, but I'm thinking in my head, like, yeah, right, that'll never happen. Like, they never gonna really play together. Like, Cam ain't gonna stay to South Carolina. Like, Colin would come, but but it's not my mindset when they both doing this. I'm not even in college basketball at this moment when working with these 2 young fellas. I started working with Cam when he was in 8th grade, And then I started working with Colin his 9th grade summer, about to go into 10th grade. So I started coaching him and started training him from that point on. And, you know, I think when Cam was probably in about 10th grade, I had them start working out together. So we actually did a workout. It's on my Instagram.
Yeah.
We did a workout together with both of them. And I used to have both of them going at each other and just working together and just building their skill together. And just to see them now, I actually went to my first practice yesterday. I kind of let them, you know, I say something to them every week. I always check in. Cam will hit me, or CMB will hit me, or somebody if they need something before I hit them. But I always check in with them. But I kind of let them be their little young selves and try to stay away and not so hard on them, because that's who I am on them. Every single game, it doesn't matter if it's high school or college.
Yeah.
Colin can tell you I'm sending paragraphs, and Cam telling you, hey, yo, she's sending a paragraph at some point in time. She's going to get on us at some point in time.
For
Like,
sure.
I'm their biggest critics, like, for both of them. Like, I'm so hard on them because they're so highly, and when I speak of them, people like, you really believe that? You really see that? Like, and I'm like, do y'all not know I'm hard on people in basketball? Like, and how I feel about people when it comes to the game of basketball? Like, I don't give a lot of credit, like, because I'm a dog myself. So, like, I'm thinking if you can't get past me, you can't get past a lot of people. And I'm like, yo, you good, but you ain't that good. Like, that's the type of person I am when it comes to certain things. Like, everybody's basketball opinion and mine don't match.
For sure.
So that's also probably why people be mad at me, because my opinion's not theirs, but I don't think it's nothing wrong with my opinions not being theirs.
Yeah.
They just think, it's coming from a female, it's coming, they think differently. But I'm like, yo, Colin and Cam, like, these are 2 NBA players, like, and you will see, like, you know, we got Dylan going 26, like, that's high. That's high. Shout out to Dill, man.
Shout
I
out to
love you,
Dylan,
man.
man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for keep putting in consistent work and coming and showing the kids love, and just, that's another genuine cat. That's another genuine cat.
Since
And
he
I
was a
love
jit,
his
too.
and I love his brother. His brother's my favorite point guard.
He washed,
my man.
Yep.
But just, I think Colin can get higher than that. Like, Colin gonna be top 20 in my opinion. All he gotta do is hit a couple jump shots this year, like, because he's so different. Like, what he can bring, he don't have to be a GG in the league. He don't actually have to hit shots or do anything. He can be an assist man, defender, but what Colin can bring is everything to the game. He's a dangerous guy, and Cam alone, his IQ so high.
Yep.
His IQ so high, and I'm just excited for them to be watching them yesterday. I'm over there like sitting in that chair over there, and I'm just like biting my nail. I'm over here like biting my finger, wanting to say something. I'm like, man, put your hand. I'm like, I'm over here like, they looking at me too from the corner of the eye, because they know I got something to say. They looking at me, I'm like, so they know my look. They like, so I talked to both of them after practice yesterday. You know, gave them my thoughts of what I seen, and they giving me feedback and stuff like that. So just to watch where they are today, they both made me proud. I'm just so happy they're playing together. And the funny thing is, I'm sitting there watching practice, and I text our ticket lady like, yo, how can I get season tickets? I want my 2 seats to these games so I can watch my boys. So I'm in the building. I cannot miss this. I don't know how many years I got of this, so I gotta enjoy it while I have it. Just being this big sister for him, it's huge for me. Just so many years, so much time, so much love, so many hours behind them, like hours that's not seen. Like you know, everybody knows I'm not a recording type of person, so I've been working with these kids so many hours, so many days, so many different gyms, and I got some strong relationships with their parents. And brothers and stuff like that. So I love these guys, and I'm excited for them, and it's gonna be a big year. I think they're gonna shock a lot of people.
Yeah, and you talked about you don't know how long it's gonna last, them playing together, them being at USC, but also for yourself. You know, the work-life balance of a coach, from every coach that I've talked to, seems to be strenuous, very demanding, very self-depleting. For yourself, how long do you see you being in this role as assistant coach, and what's next after that?
I have no idea. But you know, of course, everybody. Well, I don't think everybody, but you know, I would love to be a head coach. I'm an alpha person.
In college.
In college. I would love to be college. You know, whatever. But and especially college basketball. But I'm so all over the place with things that I love to do, and I'm a person that I'm a jack of all trades. I'm kind of good with things I like to get my hands on. So I truly don't know, but right now I'm chilling right now, enjoying myself with the GOAT. Continuing to soak in as much information regardless of what I do in life, just soaking up her everyday life experiences and things that she's doing and how she's moving and what she's doing is just helping me in my everyday life. And like, hey, yo, one day that's where I'll be, you know. So, and you know, she believes I can be a head coach one day. So just her believing that alone just helps you as a young coach, just want to keep trying to pursue that. So I don't know where this life may take me, but I just know that it's going to be on a path where it just keeps me happy. I'm loving waking up every day doing it. And I'm making sure whatever I'm doing, I'm giving all pouring into any everything. So I'm going to just keep, you know, trusting myself, trusting the process, and going like that.
For sure, for sure. I want to ask you this too. We talk about you having this job and doing it for majority of the year. You tell me 8-9 months on clock, like that's what you're doing nonstop. And when you stop that, you are contributing to an AAU team. This year you were able to coach with 12-time. How was that experience like? And talk about that.
12-time, yeah. I got the call from T Morant, called me and asked me like, hey.
Shout out to the OG, man.
T,
Shout out to
that's
T,
my
man.
boy.
Yeah.
Gave me a call, asked me could I coach, and I was like, yo, T, let me hit up compliance, make sure it's, you know, legal, because, you know, you don't see too many college coaches coaching basketball. And I don't know if they can do it or they can't, but it got to be in a certain age range. I'm like, T, let me see if it work out. Called my compliance person, gave her all the ins and outs about what was going on. She's like, yeah, it's within our rules, you can do it. I called T back, hey, let's go, let's get on the phone, let's start getting these kids in, let's start trying to recruit. So me and T built a relationship through that, just getting girls, and him just trusting me, trying to get his girls program going. Ja, they so genuine. All those people, they so genuine, they so real. It's just like, he's almost not like who he is when you around him. Like, it's not like, oh, he's better than it. He's a regular South Carolina guy, and if you from South Carolina, you kind of understand what I'm saying. Like, he a real South Carolina dude, and that's just how I can put it. Just kind of how like Asia Wilson, that's a South Carolina chick. Like these are real, authentic, genuine people. Like, and you kind of you know that just from just being around them. I had an awesome time. It was fun. It was different. Like I said, I don't really coach girls, so just being able to coach younger girls from coaching the top team in college basketball to coaching 7th grade girls, it was like night and day. But I had a time. It was fun. It occupied my time outside of thinking about South Carolina, so it was cool.
For sure. Now that's dope. And last question, what is the biggest dream thing you want to achieve before you leave this earth? What's that one thing it's 1A? Like, you can have a 1B, 1C, 1D, but what is 1A on the list of, like, this is what I wanna, this is it. This is the mountaintop. Like, when I do this, I'm solidified.
When I be a billionaire? I really don't know. That's a hard question for me, because that's really a hard question, because there's so many different things that I want to accomplish in life. So many.
I mean, you talked earlier about being a light in those areas that you're in. Could 1A be, hey, I am going to, in every space I'm in, be a conduit of light through my various gifts and talents via me being the Khadijah Sessions that brings that joy to people?
Yeah.
Could that be 1A, or is that, like, 1A has to be the specific occupation in which you are being that conduit of light?
It's a hard question.
This the one I should have gave you beforehand, huh?
Yeah, this the only question that maybe should have been beforehand, because that's a hard question for me, just because I'm just all over the place, man. I just think just a person like myself, like, whatever I decide I actually really want to do, because I'm still all over the place.
Yeah.
But if I decide I want to do something, whatever that is, I want to be the best at it, and, you know, I want to win, or I want to be the top, or remembered. Like, I want to be somebody that's different, you know. So I truly don't, I couldn't give you that answer right now.
I got to ask you this question. what is important? Is the vehicle in which we achieve the results that we desire important, or is the end result of like the greatness, the wins, the impact? The most important thing in the vehicle is disposable. Like whether it be coaching, whether it be you being an analyst, whether you being a speaker, whether you being a trainer, like is that the disposable? I say for myself, like I do so many different things. I try to see the vehicle as disposable and the end result as the actual attainable desire in which I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Or is the vehicle is it super important?
The vehicle, I think I don't know, it might be just important because that's the process. The vehicle is the process of the end result. So
For sure.
if you enjoy going through processes and understand it's the struggle and it's up, downs, and maybe you might have to wait a few years or a little time to get there, or you might have to do something you don't want to do to get there, or you might have to take this to do that.
Yeah.
So probably the journey. I think my journey along the way, just the process of getting to my end result is going to be the joy of it, because once I get to the end, I'm probably be bored and want to do something else. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna look back and just look down to all the process and the things I had to go through to get to where I'm at. Like, a lot of people don't even know I was working for the police before I even started really like coaching for real.
Yeah.
And getting into training and working with at-risk kids and stuff like that. And I worked for a car place.
Yeah.
Like I did all type of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
So
I was just
outside
about
of
to
basketball,
say.
I did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and I was big into community service and stuff like that. I'm all over the place with things.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of my process and the journey and the things that I'm going through to get to whatever end result that the higher power have for me. I don't know. But
Yeah.
the process to it and whatever I got to do, I want to do that.
Nah, for sure. And I like what you just exposed to the audience, because I think oftentimes we can see where you have arrived to without understanding your journey. Like, for me, I didn't necessarily know you were an officer. Like, I didn't know you did these things in the community in that way. Like, I knew you had to give away with Dawn, but I didn't know you served for the law enforcement. And I think that's an important thing to expose at times, because it gives people a realistic view on the process and the posture of being patient, and putting in that work, and making sure that those steps that they're trying to go to achieve that goal, they stay sturdy and persevere. Because, some people may say, man, well, she became assistant coach because, Don coached her. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing they pretty much say, like, because I was on that USA team.
Yep.
But prior to that USA team, I came into practice with these girls every day.
Yep.
This was when I was just a trainer, and coach seeing me, playing against the team where H. Wilson and was in school and stuff. I used to come and practice against these girls. So coach knew I was in shape. Coach knew what I could do. So, just by me going up there, I was going to be a practice player. Like, I was just truly just going because I was in shape and I was good enough to be a practice player to get the girls ready to go to Puerto Rico for the national team. And I went there and I performed. Like, I performed. Coach could have brought me there to be a practice player, but she didn't bring me there to be on the team. That wasn't her decision. Her decision was to bring me there to practice because she knew who I was and like, hey, I'm the coach. Like, hey, 2 Chainz, you can practice. I trust you get my girls ready to go over there to play in Puerto Rico. And some people thought, hey, you only got on the team because of this and that. I mean, Jewel Lloyd got injured and they got the call after the first practice when her finger was broke. And they like, yo, we need a guard to fill in. They leave in 24 hours, 48 hours. Yo, we need a guard like this. Most of those WNBA players are resting during this time. So they ain't calling like Alicia Gray and all of them to come on the team because these girls are resting. They trying to get their bodies right to play or just rest from the WNBA season. And, from how I performed and what I did in the first practice and how I was maneuvering, how I was catching on and how I was doing, they like, why don't you ask her? Like, she can play, she can go. I wasn't doing nothing in life, y'all. Like, I was really just being a basketball trainer and hanging out with my friends and like, just doing everyday life. Like, but I was continuing to just come to the gym, come to my alma mater and just play, stay around Coach Staley and things happen. Like, and that just happened for me. And I was just blessed to be able to be put in that position with her. So not only did I was on the team and win her first SEC title with her, go to the Final Four with her, I won gold medal with her and a national championship with her. So
on.
me and Coach Staley accolades are crazy, just human to human. Like, that's my girl. We done been through everything together. Like, she done seen me come from high school to now she's trying to get me to be a head coach one day.
Yeah.
Like, what can I say? What can I do? Like,
Yeah.
just, you know, I'm just blessed to have somebody like that believes in me, and she believed in me. It's not like I'm going to her and she's doing that. She watched me for 6-7 years training and coaching these kids, and she picked up the phone to call me with all these coaches out here in the world and all these people that she knows and she connected to. She decided to call Khadijah Sessions. Like, it's not like Khadijah Sessions called her, you know, and said, hey, coach, I need a job. I want to work with you. I've never in my life told this lady I wanted to coach with her or even coach on the women's side. She knew that I wanted to be on the men's side of basketball. So that's the power in that alone is strong. And her just asking my opinions and her listening to me and her taking my advice is huge. We talking about, like, right now, arguably, she's the face of college basketball outside. We're not talking about Gino no more. And we'll be, what we talking about? We talking about somebody now, like, sitting front row of Gucci and Balenciaga. Like, we talking, she's a legend now.
Come on.
When she was coaching me, nobody really know about her. Like, we knew she won and stuff, like, but who she is today, it's incredible. But it's also more incredible because she's still the same person than when I met her day one.
For sure.
So that's kind of, it's just crazy. Like, she's still the same person.
But to go to what you just shared, I think that was powerful. I think the principle that I extracted from what you shared is, like, the power of placing yourself in the environment in which you want to succeed. And, like, consistently showing up, the power of availability, like being ready at all times and showing up and actually accepting the responsibility and the, you know what I'm saying, the opportunity and excelling. And I think that's what you've done consistently in your life. And one of the things that I want to take away personally is for me to be even a better person in that regard, because I think every person that's watching this can honestly say there are areas in their lives in which they want to show up to the opportunities they're given in a better fashion. And from hearing what you shared, you have inspired us all to do that. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being that firecracker. Thank you for raising the level of expectation in every room that you arrive in, because without you, I truly don't think they go 38-0. I believe they win the national championship, but I don't think they go spotless. You know, that level of greatness that you have placed inside of each and every player by your presence is just infectious. And I truly believe leaving here, I will be a better person because of what you shared. So I just want to say thank you. If you have any last words to the audience or anything, you can go ahead and say that when we get out of here.
Yeah, I know I don't talk a lot. So this probably the most y'all hear from me is when he do these interviews, for real. Like, I'm a very closed book. You know, people say I don't tell a lot of stories and do a lot and say a lot of stuff, and I should. Like, they want me to they want me to get on this camera so bad, but I just be enjoying the life. I just really just be soaking everything in and just enjoying the journey that I'm on and soaking up when I'm in a room with different people and really watching what's going on in the world so I can just know how to move. So I'm a quiet person, but one day I'll be able to tell it all in a book one day. I tell it all. I'll save it for you guys.
For sure. Hey, listen, I'm going to get on the speaking circuit with me whenever she retires from being a coach. So, you know what I'm saying, be on the lookout. When they're 20 years from now or 10 years, whatever it is, just know everything I got, I'm giving it to K Session so she can go and impact lives in that fashion as well. But, man, I just want to say I appreciate you, love you, you're a GOAT. And, yeah, man, I can't wait to see what's next.
Appreciate you, man. Love, all love forever, man.
You know it.
You know it.
I look forward to hearing from you and partnering with you so that we can all live out our greatness together.